Howdy, it's Jim Morado, and this is early July 2024. We're at the Simpson County History Center in Franklin, Kentucky, and this place kind of blew my mind. We ended up staying here a lot longer than I anticipated. I wanted to go and see what they had relating to the Mantell incident, 1948 UFO event. And this ended up being such a great place. We stayed a lot longer than I thought we would. Very, very cool, very well ran. Very sweet lady, kind of walked us around some and answered our questions as we had them. And of course, they've got lots of reference material. If you were writing a book on the area, here you go. Here is their display on the Mantell incident, and I'll maybe talk more about that later. They do have a piece of the plane and lots of information. It's an alien suckerhead display. I've got a couple of those myself. I love that. The museum had just a lot of stuff, mostly on the Franklin area. And there's a Model T, I believe. Small T. You know, I kind of miss watching TV in black and white. People have the big TV screens in their homes. Yeah. I don't, but I've almost thought about trying to find like an old black and white one just to have it. Yeah, not to get sidetracked, but I mean that. I remember working in college and in high school and coming home and, maybe bringing dinner home with me, like a Subway sandwich or something, and sitting at my kitchen table and watching like a small black and white, Newhart or Northern Exposure or something. And I really enjoyed that. And there was something sweet, humble about that, and I just, I miss black and white TVs. There's a display on toys, by the way, and I love this kind of thing. I've mentioned before that I'm a figure painter. I love seeing, like, old Army men, cowboys and Indians, especially the old Marx ones. I've got a little collection of those myself, and I've painted a lot of them, mostly reissues. But yeah, even the toys before my time, they were so well done. There used to be a Mark's Toy Museum in Wheeling, West Virginia. I went there a few months before it closed. It's very sad that it closed. Especially love the old Johnny West toys, and I've got several of those still. I took a lot of pictures. I might put up a slideshow video of that visit. But I love the old Mark's toys. They had that Model A that we saw earlier, which was very cool. I believe this was a Model A showroom at some point, and they had elevators that could move the cars around, and I thought that's pretty neat. Of course, they've got that old fire engine too. We'll look at that more later. Well, pictures of people from around town. So you know any good stories about the old high school, or?
It's the Franklin Female College sat where the junior high is at the end of this street.
Okay.
We're facing. And over here's there it is. It's on there. It's the 1969 homecoming parade.
Oh.
And one of the floats running. They were in the back. Boys were in the back, supposed to make it look like a steamship, and they got to smoking and firing it.
Man.
And the fire truck was in the front of the parade, so.
And everybody was okay?
Yeah.
That's all anybody ever talks about the parade, though. That's the one story that everybody knows, I bet. And what's going on in here?
That's a meeting room we're in now.
Oh. Oh, okay, and then I got you. Well, that was cool. A little fire there during the parade. Pretty interesting. Nothing like that ever happened exciting in my high school. Thanks, Apollo in Owensboro. I remember some bomb threats, and it seems like those are making a comeback now, unfortunately. But that was about it. Well, you've already told us a good story about a fire in town. Any other good fire stories?
The old hospital burned back 12 years ago.
Oh.
But, no.
And this is. Oh man, we're gonna.
That's an earlier dentist chair.
Yeah, we might avoid that one. That's
That's the corner of pain. That's what I call that.
it's the stuff my nightmares are made out of.
Exactly. The dentist was upstairs on the square going on. I went to the child. You go up these creepy stairs.
But they used to take Model Ts up through this door here.
Yeah, there's a sitting right back there is the freight elevator.
Okay.
And then straight across is the bus stop.
Okay.
You lost her.
Yeah, she's right behind us.
This is the earliest warning bell is this.
Oh.
There's a rope runs all the way back and somebody would sit up there.
Yeah.
And then they put this in later.
You can still smell the oil and the gas and.
It's the one of the black frame there is where the old hospital.
Oh wow.
And then they just eventually tore it down and made a quote green space out of it.
Yeah. Look at that.
Now this doesn't run. This doesn't run. It had to be pushed in.
Oh.
It was pushed a block and a half up to the doors, and then they had to maneuver it. And there's 3 pictures of the day that they pushed it in. And it was like the middle of July, hot.
A good time to do it.
Oh, definitely.
You say 1930?
8.
Okay. Got a cracked windshield.
Yeah, it wasn't that big when it moved in.
I say it's not. It gives it some character.
I think what's interesting is the ladder is wood.
Yeah. Oh,
And I was told it was hickory.
that won't burn. That's pretty cool.
And they used it to the early 70s.
Oh, they got their money's worth out of it.
Oh, yeah.
The way he tilts his head reminds me of Remy.
It's never.
What?
Never.
Yeah.
The RCA dollar, yeah.
Just a side note, I think one of my favorite advertising icons is that guy right there. I think he's just he's cute, and he was very appropriate for what he was advertising. And I always think those are neat when I see them. Yeah, there's some more stuff around the museum. Love the old fire engine. My dad was a volunteer fireman in Mosleyville, Kentucky. Much respect to firemen.
That dress was found at a yard sale.
This dress?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's the wedding dress. I would imagine it is. And we know what this is.
Yeah.
Tried to get him to put it upstairs, put it in storage, put it in my corner. Yeah, he puts it in the middle of everything.
You have a hard time explaining that one to the kids?
Now, if their parents are here, ask your mama. I'm not explaining nothing.
Wow, it still looks barbaric.
It does. And this is my boss is 72. This is the bill where he was born, and after insurance, he wound up paying they
$11.
paid $11.
Wow.
So I tell him he's worth $11. All of these dresses belong to the same. That lived a block from here.
Oh. My grandparents used to have like a horse and buggy. They had a buggy. My granddad used to put his corn in it. Like he used to just put corn in it to store it for a moment or two, but it was, you know,
That's a doctor's building.
yeah.
George Floyd.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I can't remember if he used it to feed or, I remember it was there, you know, throughout, you know, I was late 70s, very early 80s. He still had one on the property. They still live pretty primitively, though. It's,
I was always a city girl.
oh,
Never got to live on a farm.
yeah, I grew up on one near Owensboro.
Those seats are out of the Goodnight Auditorium.
They're out of
The
the,
library's got a, where they put plays and stuff on.
oh, theater, little
Thank
theater,
you.
yeah. Huh.
And they are more comfortable than the new ones they put in there.
Yeah.
Do y'all know who Annie Potts is?
Yes.
Yeah.
And knew she was from here.
Oh, no, I didn't know that. So I see her picture of her.
Yeah, that's the one with the slates that loves up to here. That's in the high school annual.
Oh, cute.
And and she drew that. My boss's mother was her teacher in high school.
Oh.
So on where we've got the pictures, James Henry had it from being his mother's. Other than that, she's like, I'm from north of Nashville.
Not cool.
No.
Who's the wrestler?
Um,
Ostrich Booch belonged to Bruce Swayze. Okay, I
Thank
don't.
you. And he is supposed to be, I always heard he was Patrick Swayze's uncle. I don't know if it's true or not. But his wife came in and brought those boots. They're
Oh.
ostrich, I think, leather. Yeah. And she said these are his kick-ass boots.
Okay.
I don't know what she meant, whatever.
I don't remember him. I don't.
I never was in sports
No.
so much. So.
Let's see. Okay, we got some baseball players here.
Well, he lived here for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was Blanton,
Yeah, no, I remember him.
and
Wow.
of course Kenny Perry plays golf.
I've heard he's a good guy.
I don't know.
Yeah. What's the Star Trek connection? Oh, let's see.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to
Well, I'm
ask.
curious now.
Starfleet.
Maybe. Oh, here's Oh, there he is with Hillbilly Jim. I know Hillbilly Jim.
Okay. It's this guy here,
Okay.
who is the guy with the Santa Claus outfit.
Oh, okay.
He does, that's not the
Oh,
Santa Claus
yeah,
you
yeah.
want your children
Yes,
to read.
okay.
It's a horror thing type.
Oh, okay. Well, now I'm intrigued now.
Sal Lizard is not his real name, so I knew who he was born around. I said Louis.
I know there's I've heard scholars pronounce it both ways, so it's
Okay. He was born in this area, Logan County claims and we claim him. So he was born between here and Russell, somewhere out there.
we've been to the Alamo a few times.
Yeah, and an interesting connection to the Alamo there. A couple thoughts as we're walking around. I mentioned Hillbilly Jim earlier. He's from these neck of the woods. I met him at one of the book fairs several years ago. Wonderful human, good, decent guy. He was a hero when I was a kid. My mom actually put him on one of my birthday cakes, and it was a thrill to meet him. The guy's got to be well into his 60s. I got a picture with him, put my arm around him. He is as solid as a rock. That guy could step into a wrestling ring again and be pretty impressive. He's still in great shape. He was hosting, I don't know if he still is or not, a radio show, I think a country music kind of program. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, Hillbilly Jim from this area also.
That's a commercial Goodnight Memorial Library in 2020. It was built in
The original house that was sitting on the corner,
through a bequest of over
they left this
$30,000 in personal property.
fireplace chimney standing for years and years and years.
History funds
That's her standing beside it.
project administration.
I remember it being there, and one day I went by, and it's gone.
1870, young alcoholic, corner of South Main and Madison Street, in a more modest home.
But what's the story on the...
It's just something she had in her house. She was, yeah, I never did know her. But I think she died. I'm pretty sure she died. Before they put this top hat in that case, just across the street, I would take it out and little boys would be looking at it, and I'd take it out and set it on their heads. So there's a lot of little boys with that hat, pictures with that hat on. And those pictures that are up there, that's, there's a Hatter building on the square. It still has the Hatter name at the top. That's him, that's his wife, that's his son and daughter-in-law, and their descendants brought those in one day. It's been several years ago. I said, we don't want to be fooling with these frames. We're fixing to throw them away. Do y'all want them before we toss them? I mean, the frames are more something, it's the history of the pictures. Mm-hmm. And the daughter on the end's got a smirk on her face. I don't know.
A rare old picture of somebody almost smiling. Yeah.
Excuse me.
What is this?
Sanford Duncan Inn. It's South Main Street. It's one block over. Go south, under the interstate, and it's on the right. About a half a mile down the road, I'd say it's on the right. Before you get to the Mint, if you know what that is. Mm-hmm. It's the gambling casino. It's Mini Vegas. It's what they call Mini Vegas.
I got you.
No, it's Frank Vegas is what they call it. It's actually. And they give tours. Nikki Hughes gives tours, but I'm not sure the days. There's got a pamphlet up front.
It's got a Sam Houston connection.
Mm-hmm. He supposedly shot a duel, had a duel out there.
Oh.
And that's a set of the. And Nikki, once a month, Nikki has a duel. Acts out a duel with somebody out there. And that's Sanford Duncan, and that's his wife, the big pictures. These dishes belong to that woman there, the granddaughter. What's interesting, I've never seen, I go to antique malls, I've never seen, it's with the belt buckle.
Oh,
I've never seen that. I went on the side, I've never seen that anywhere else. That's interesting. Somebody pushed. That was when they started widening the main street, 31W. They kept getting closer and closer to the house, and eventually one day a machine knocked that down.
Oh.
And they just picked it up and took it around back and set it up, and nobody ever put it on poles, so we're going to have to.
So there it is.
That's the old hospital. Pictures of it burning over there. That's it there. This is my mom here.
That's your mom? Mm-hmm. Oh.
That middle building that has 3 floors, she worked on the top, on the top floor.
Who's the autograph from? Let's see. Oh,
It's
just people.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just, that was open for.
Oh, there's the Octagon House. Okay.
Yeah.
We're hoping to swing by there today.
Oh, you've not been there yet?
We haven't, no.
That's some pictures of what it looks like
Oh, okay.
inside. These were taken 20 years ago.
Oh, wow, okay.
I guess it's changed some. And I was looking at some current pictures one day from out there, and I said, wait a minute. that man's in my family tree. And his picture's actually PV Mays is actually hanging on the wall right there. He has a connection, and I didn't know it.
Oh.
So they've got their own little sign up front. The ancestor I mentioned, he's married into that family. And it was used as a Civil War hospital. It was built like 1840 something, and then it served as a hospital.
Nobody has.
Nobody
Oh.
But it's mostly like country music or.
I love seeing an old car catalog. That's something that I just
Did
think
you see
is.
the little funny? And this whole thing actually came out of the library
Oh.
when they digitized. So I remember when I was like 56.
Yeah, and she's given us a great tour. I forgot about some of the personal stories she kind of gave us. This just ended up being such a highlight of the day. And then there's a whole second floor of the museum. So we go upstairs and we get a little bit more of a tour. So yeah, we definitely got our money's worth, which I think was like nothing. But yeah, here's the second floor. This place is just packed with local history.
Let me tell you about this picture.
Yeah.
That he's using is coffee.
Oh, wow.
And when he paints, he's still in Nashville. He still does pictures and stuff. But so this was World War II. That's actually World War II paper.
Oh, I like that. I like that sort
So
of thing.
most of
Yeah.
I looked him up. Most of the stuff that he does is like 99% is on the actual paper.
Oh, I like
And
that.
that's a tragic story behind it. Okay. Him and his best friend went through flight training and everything, and it was on their last day before they joined the services. And he had already went on his test pilot, by 7. And his friend said, come on, go with me. We'll do it all, all together at the end. And the guy crashed and killed both of them.
Love that story. Love that painting. I paint myself. I'm not that good. But I also, when I travel, I'll sometimes take maybe a little water out of a lake or maybe a little bit of dirt, and I will mix that with my paints if I'm painting something relating to the place I've been to. I love that sort of thing. You've almost got a relic within your painting. Great.
They were married in 1910.
Oh.
And their grandson wound up being a judge here in town.
Oh. Old cigarette machine.
Had some.
Yeah, like some little paintings or a tiny little sculpture or something. Yeah.
This, I believe, it's all the Republican presidents. Is this Lincoln?
No.
And then they've got one of all the Democrats playing cards at a table. But of course, my boss is in the company. And this is all his. This is his
Oh.
display. It's all political,
Oh, okay.
presidential stuff. But this is his presidential year. This all of this is his. He never throws anything away.
Yeah. I have a similar collection at my house.
He missed his calling. He should have been a politician.
Oh.
But he's a teacher instead. So.
Yeah, I collect presidential memorabilia too. I've got some nice buttons. And in fact, in the gift shop here at the museum, they have some vintage buttons and some other items for sale. And I found a couple of great little pins to add to my collection for about $10 each. And I was thrilled with that. So keep that in mind if you come here.
Let's see, I've got the Trump troll doll. I've got the little Lego figures. I have an LBJ bobblehead. Does he have an LBJ?
He's got 2 rolls of toilet paper.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's Obama. What's this? That's Hillary.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Oh.
He thinks this is the oldest piece right here. It's Garfield.
Oh, nice. There's a point, though. I mean, it's how complete are you going to be? You know, it's
He's never.
yeah.
He's always adding it.
I love these old Marx presidents. I've got all of
Yeah.
these. They've there's a company that's
Have online auctions around here,
Yeah.
like somebody's estate.
Yes,
or whatever.
yeah.
That's where you got that.
they're fun, and you can still find them pretty affordably. Just the individual ones you can find for $2 or $3. They're not. You know, if you just want one to put on a shelf or something, they're not that hard to find. There's a few that are rare, but most of them are reasonable.
This is a
Oh,
dollhouse. There used to be a shop north of town that looked like this.
oh,
But it's not in good shape, but these
oh!
raise up.
That's still, man. If you were a kid,
You make it. Oh, there's some Christmas lights in there. Somebody added decorations.
oh,
Yeah. That's,
needs a little work, but pretty cool.
Again, somebody was going to toss it if we didn't take it. Rain was sent to us by, well, he asked for it, CSX.
Oh,
Used to be L&N. You can run it from your phone
oh.
if you hook up Bluetooth to it. Okay, now what? Come on, Fred, let's go. Hey,
Oh, there he goes. He's thinking about it.
okay.
He's moving slow, but he's moving.
We have departed the station. Weather is clear and we have no issues to report. Over.
I'm afraid the kids go very fast.
Yeah.
Little jump track.
Yes.
But he's got this on his cell phone where it's his own voice.
Oh, that's
So,
cute.
he likes hearing himself.
Yes.
And it goes backwards. Back up, we'll put you back over here.
Oh,
And
Dispatch, this is CSX 2024. Waiting for your signal to depart.
that's enough.
yeah. It's like, no, come on.
That whole set there used to be the railroad crossing street.
Where's the bookstore sign from? Back here.
I don't know. Things pop up that
Yes.
I have no idea where stuff comes from.
I assume the Frosty Freeze is no longer there.
Yes.
Is it still there?
If you go, get potato tots and baby burgers.
Okay. Well,
And a pineapple milkshake, that's what I always like. But they've not changed the building at all since then.
how far is it from here?
Oh,
Walking distance?
1, 2, well, it's a little bit, it was very warm outside. It's not even, maybe 3/4 of a mile.
Okay.
It's on the main street. That's one of the things that's still here. And the merry-go-round still works.
No. I've got a friend that collects old cameras. I've been saving my digital ones, like, you know, from the 90s and early 2000s, because I figure they'll be cool one day,
Yeah.
but they're just taking up space now.
Yeah, the boss was a photographer. He started in high school, he did it for a few years. Most of those were his. There was a teacher that used those in a classroom. That's don't know about those.
Oh wow, he's all over the place.
This is from a photography studio. It was run by three generations. That's Jimmy and Carl, and I can't remember his first name. But he died about 3 years ago. But this is like 100 years worth.
Yeah, and I'm going to start wrapping this up. I'll put up a separate video on the Mantell incident, also on the Frosty Freeze. We would go there for lunch. That was great advice. Place was wonderful. I enjoyed this tour here. We would go tour the jail with her too, and I don't even want to tell you how much I've edited out of this video. We had such a good time at the museum, and I look forward to going back when we can. Just a great experience in a great town, but really loved this.
This is a set of dishes from 1850. And back then, I guess dishes were rare. So this one got broke, and look how they fixed it. Staples.
It's innovative.
I just think it's interesting.
I don't know where they got a stapler to push through, but yes, and our hostess was wonderful. I really loved her. When I went in there and asked if it was okay to film, she kind of half-jokingly said, yeah, just don't film me. And I found that people are more talkative if you don't put a camera in front of their face. And it's the audio that I want. And she gave us some great stories. And thank goodness she wasn't too self-conscious. And we got a lot of information from her. And we just had a great time here. If you've been to this museum, let me know what you think. Love to hear from other locals. All right. Well, thank you. I guess you got a little gift shop downstairs.